I've noticed something that's been really happening in cinema for the last couple of months, let's say since March, give or take. So March, April, May, now we're heading into June, and the box office has been afloat like what the hell since. It seems like it started with Mario and Project Hail Mary. The fact that Mario's been out for 2 months already is kind of crazy, or it will be out for 2 months because it's literally right there. But I do think it's kind of cool, right? That Mario and Project Hail Mary have been out for damn near 8 weeks, maybe even more, and they're still making pretty solid money. Project Hail Mary has some crazy legs, smaller than a few weeks ago, but it's still kind of chipping away at itself. But I do find it funny because I haven't heard any shit talking about the box office from those people on the other side of YouTube that claims Hollywood is going down the drain. And for a while, they might have been right, but it seems like their shit talking has kind of had to go out the door these past couple months with the box office. And let's just go into the fact that this has been an incredibly beautiful box office run right now. I'm hoping it stays in June and July because we still got 2 months left of like weeks on top of weeks of movies coming out. August, not too much stuff, but then September, not so much stuff. But in October has Clayface and the Street Fighter movie. And I think one other thing. Oh, the new Leica Studios movie is also in October. So that's three movies I'm going to see in October. I'm not expecting Street Fighter to be good, but like Wildwoods and Clayface, I'm excited for. So this is what it is. And December we have Dune and Doomsday, right? So that's just going to be crazy. So I think this year is actually being really good. If you see my last box office video, then you know this box office video is nothing but good news too. So let's just start with going. Michael has crossed 700 million worldwide, and I think it's at 704 million total worldwide, which now this is his fourth weekend, and that means it is now justified for a sequel. That's what they said to us. They said if Michael crossed 700 million, they would do the sequel. So now it's crossed 700 million. We get a sequel. So we finally get the last half of Michael Jackson's life. And I do expect this next half to be sad because it does. I would. It's going to be a bit of a downer, but I would like it to end with his death because I think it would just bring Michael Jackson's whole story full circle, and it would be beautiful. And I would love to see Jafar Jackson play his uncle again. I would love to see that. I mean, I want to watch the movie again. I only watched it once. I should see it again. But it is very, very clear that this is becoming one of the biggest musical biopics of all time. It has repeated audiences, cross generational appeal. Look, my niece is 13 and she loves Michael Jackson. I mean, when I was born, Michael Jackson's career had already been going for 20 something years by that point, and I loved Michael Jackson. Cried so hard when he passed away. And there's just real cultural momentum here. This movie proves Michael Jackson is still loved everywhere. Everyone still loves Michael Jackson, despite the controversy, despite the early reactions, the competition. Michael Jackson is actually just proven his relevance in pop culture is still big and still just there, and everyone loves Michael Jackson. And now, maybe not everyone, but I know a lot of people do. I'm so sad he's not here to see this. And it's very impressive because it actually dropped to like number two, maybe even number three for a week, but now it's back to number one. So Michael is one of the highest grossing movies of the year with Project Hail Mary, the Galaxy movie. Like this is a good thing, right? And the 20-year sequel, Devil Wears Prada, overperformed. Like it's only in like its second week, third week, and it is literally it's got to be profiting at this point. It's got to be making a lot of money for the studio and the theaters because 546 million on a 20-year sequel is crazy, and it is just like it's actually got a bigger audience turnout, like audience, like adults, like people who may have been late Gen Xer, early millennials, some late millennial. Like this is an interesting thing, and they've been trying to get Gen Z to come to the theaters, and Gen Z is running the box office rampant right now. And it's a female audience driven movie, which is beautiful to see. I mean, we haven't seen something like this since Barbie, and that was what already 3 years ago. So this is good. I'm not saying it's going to do Barbie numbers, but it is doing really good at the box office, and I think by next weekend, I think it'll be at like six something by next weekend. I think Devil Wears Prada is going to perform pretty damn well up until June because what's coming out at the end of this month. I see it all the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see that shit. But we're gonna go for it. Unfortunately, Mortal Kombat 2 is not doing good though. Mortal Kombat 2 is not doing good. I don't understand What's up with Mortal Kombat 2? I thought that was going to be one of the breakout movies this year. I thought Mortal Kombat 2 was going to open to like, I thought that shit was going to open to like 120 million. But it really only has fan goings. Like, there's no like general audiences here. It actually took a steep this weekend for an 80 million budget movie to only be about, I think it's like 102 million worldwide. So it's not like terrible. 101 million worldwide, and that's like international. It's just not pulling in the international numbers now. That could change. That could change. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh no, it's going downhill, and it's not. I think that's going to change. We'll just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, but at right now, it's just not doing good. It's just, the audience react traction just isn't there, and the international numbers just haven't exploded. It could still blow up because it's only its second weekend. We don't know if it hasn't released every year yet. We don't know where it hasn't released. We don't know. So I'm gonna kind of keep faith alive on Mortal Kombat. I'm not gonna call it a flop because it's only in its second weekend. If it's a month and it's only at like 130, then I'm like, oh yeah, this joint bombed. Even though it's actually kind of fire and better than the first one, so this should theoretically do better, but that doesn't always guarantee. Sadly enough, Obsession. Now I kind of need to see this movie because I didn't see it yet, and I want to. And I'm like, it opened to 16 million, I think, but I believe at the end of this weekend, yeah, 21 million off of a $1 million budget. That is a small budget. That movie's profitable. That movie was profitable around like $4 to $5 million. Imagine you walk in with $1 million budget movie and it comes home with 16 million in profit. Just imagine something like that. And given word of mouth, yeah, that return on investment is big. That ROI is crazy, dog. And that's like some Blair Witch Project shit. So I'm happy for this movie. I heard it's actually pretty damn solid too, because horror is horror. Horror does what horror does. It overperforms. It's underproduced with the budgets. It always looks good because of practical effects and shit like that. And they just always perform. They're never like 500, 600, $700 million movies. They're not blockbusters, but they always perform for the most part. So spreads online, and this is why horror kind of keeps going. I've said this before, but horror movies kind of keep practical effects studios alive. So it's like people who don't like horror is fine. I'm not even like the biggest horror person, but when it's something I'm interested in, I will see it. As you can see, I have a whole playlist titled Fright Nights. So evidently, I'm down to do horror stuff, and obviously, I'm super excited for Clayface. But let's just say this: the audience is showing up. They're showing up for event movies, nostalgia movies, word of mouth, and like theatrical experiences. Now, the one thing I do want to mention is that I didn't mention Mario, which Mario has crossed 941. I think it's at like 964 worldwide. I think Mario is, yes, 964 worldwide, which means it is real close to a billion. And it's looking like Mario could just be the first $1 billion film of 2026, which was already kind of the prediction anyway for everyone. Like, everyone was just kind of like, yeah, it's gonna be Super Mario Brother Galaxy. Like, what other movie's gonna break a billion that early? Well, shit, it might be Michael now. We don't know. I wasn't expecting it to. I was expecting it to do around where it's at now. But given Michael hasn't released in Japan yet, Michael doesn't release in Japan till June 12th. So who knows what the hell's going to happen with the Japan box office, because they could explode this movie into damn to billion dollardom, depending on how much more it makes in the next 2 weeks. Because it's at 700 million, it could make 750 to 800 million by June 12th, and then Japan drops up and gives it 200 million, and then it's at $1 billion. And then it's like, well, damn, Michael is officially the highest grossing box office biopic, because Bohemian Rhapsody, that was crazy with the amount of money Bohemian Rhapsody made. So we're looking at something big here. We're looking at something big here. And you know what else I want to talk about? I want to talk about Top Gun Maverick. Why? Because I actually went to go see Top Gun Maverick again in theaters. Like, I didn't see Top Gun because I only like the first one like that. Like, it's fine. It's one of those 80s movies. Like, it's like so 80s that I just don't care. But Top Gun Maverick is like one of the best sequels ever made. And they're kind of putting them together in like a box office cum. They're not just like separating one from the other. 11 million worldwide is crazy. So Top Gun's 40th anniversary, which had been 40th anniversary, and then Top Gun Maverick is on its fourth anniversary, and it's made $11 million on a re-release for two movies. That's crazy. I mean, I don't think anything's ever going to do what Coraline did 2 years ago. Coraline literally went home with 50 million on the re-release. Nothing does that, but Coraline did. And I think that's when they started getting this idea of like, oh, let's drop some of these older movies in theaters because they actually kind of get the box office jumping a little bit. I saw Coraline 2 years ago because I was fucking excited. I was like, yo, I didn't get to see it back in 2009. I can go see it in theaters now. And yes, Coraline is literally one of my favorite animated films ever made. So that just makes sense. So the original Top Gun's box office is now like 358, which is crazy that they can do that. And they also played them in IMAX. So the big part about Top Gun Maverick is that I saw in IMAX, which I wanted to do back in 2022. And it was for my mom's birthday. My mom doesn't like IMAX. So my mom was what, 19 in 1986 when Top Gun dropped. So I was pretty much stuck. And I really didn't want to see Top Gun. But when I saw it, I was like, this might be my favorite movie of the year. Holy shit. And it was. So I was happy to see Top Gun Maverick on IMAX. I was so happy. So yeah, I am very excited for the box office in 2026. There is, and like I said, you haven't heard any word of mouth about how the box office is failing or dying or disintegrating or Hollywood is ass, it's going down a drain, movies are going to be ass forever. I haven't heard any of that this year. So that's a good sign. If the grifters ain't talking shit, something's actually good. But anyway, man, the box office has done beautiful in 2026, like I said before. And I'm going to keep doing these videos like this to let people know don't let these fools tell you anything because the numbers always speak for themselves, not the haters. So, with that being said, enjoy this information. Be excited for whatever movie's coming out. I'm super excited for Supergirl knowing this. I think audiences are very much rewarding movies that have that genuine cinematic emotional experience that's worth leaving the house for. And I think that Supergirl is going to be one of the movies this year that does that. And I think that's why Supergirl is going to do well at the box office. I think Supergirl is going to do around Superman, like about 600 million, 620 million, somewhere around there. Like I do see Supergirl kind of doing that. I know some people are saying, no, man, it's going to open to 40 million. I don't think so. I'm very excited for Supergirl's box office results for 2026. And if I'm wrong, then I'll come on here and say that I'm wrong. But if I'm right, y'all best believe I'll have a video talking about how right I am. So, with that being said, enjoy your time, people, my fellow followers. I thank you for watching. If you are not a follower, why haven't you subscribed yet? Like the video, comment, subscribe for more. I will see y'all on the next one.